You know what I was just thinking about? I was sitting here and I was thinking, I was talking, I was sitting, and I was just like, I am extremely deceptive. Like on site, I am like extremely deceptive, and I'm realizing that. I'm honestly realizing that because usually when people come aboard, I have Dylan's home health aide starting today. So, and she's already late. So everybody knows I'm already like, that's not a good sign, because I pay attention to stuff like that. But a number of things could have happened. So my spirit team is like, he should chill out. Just chill out. Just relax. That's the vibe that I'm getting from my spirit. They're like, just chill out. Just relax. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking and I'm going over everything in my head. And I keep hearing them like nudging me, like, just chill out. Like, just chill. And I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm gonna chill out. And they were like, yeah, and don't tell her you run a tight ship. I'm like, I do run a tight ship. I run a tight ship. Yeah, they said my ship is tight. I don't play those games, you know. And I run a tight ship. So, but people see me, and I've realized this as I got older. Especially, it was worse when I was younger, because when I was younger, I was reckless. I was reckless with the power that I wield now. I was reckless with it. That's why they took it from me. They took it from me because I was reckless with it. And um I adorable, look so cute, look pretty, prim and proper, dainty, all that other stuff. And I'm viperous. I was like, there's no other way to explain it. I'm like viperous when it comes to what I want and how I want it done, because I have a lot of people counting on me. So I cannot afford to be laxed in my power. Does that make sense? I cannot be I cannot afford to not command and wield my shit. Does that make sense? Because it's like there's a whole bunch of people behind me that I don't even know yet that are depending on me to get this right. And if I am like, oh, I'm so sweet. Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say to me. You can do whatever you want to do to me. I won't. No, that's not how this is run. That's not how I run it. That's not how I run it. And that's not to say that I'm not flexible, that I'm not accommodating, that I don't communicate and compromise. That's not the same thing. People see me because I wear clothes, I wear jewelry when I have it on. Oh, she's so pretty, she's so put together. She must not be a thug. I'm like, absolutely not. I am born and raised in New York City, and I was born and raised in Queens. You understand? Born in the Bronx, raised in Queens. I'm not a game, and I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, was a teenager in the 90s. The 90s did something different to us. We're built different. I can always tell by the way people dress if they grew up in the 90s, because it's a certain energy that comes off your clothes. You could be wearing a suit, but there's an energy that comes off your clothes. It's hip hop. It's like the real hip hop, that came out, that swag and that move. It's that real hip hop. I love watching it. I love watching it. And just by the way they talk, because they always go, do you understand what I'm saying? Because it was always, nah, I mean, my mother, I was not allowed to say that. I had to say, do you understand what I'm saying? My mother did not. I told you, my parents Panamanian. They did not play that speak slang in the house type thing. No, they're like, I didn't pay for 8 years of Catholic school for all of you, for you guys to speak like you weren't trained properly. So that's why I have 8 years of Catholic school. So that's why. That is exactly why I speak. My sister went 8 years of Catholic school, and she went to a Catholic college. She went to St. John's. She was a news reporter for a couple of years, for a couple of decades actually. She was a news reporter. So that tells you that Catholic tradition, you that prim and proper speaking is something else. But I digress. But yeah, I run a tight ship. And I've watched the light go out of people's eyes when they thought they could fuck with me. And I looked at the look I give them, and it's just like, who are you talking to? Like I've had people jump at me, and I looked at them and they jumped back. And I'm like, do not do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm quick with it. Don't do that. And I know it's deceptive because I'm cute. You understand? I know it's deceptive. I know it's 100% deceptive. And then when I'm walking around minding my business, and then I open my mouth and I'm like, start talking to people looking at me like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, what did you think? Like, because I had a friend once in college. It was a college friend that he said to me, people are not going to take you seriously, Keisha. And I said, explain why. I didn't get mad. I said, why would you say that? He said, because you're pretty. And I was just like, bet, watch me. It's just the worst thing you can say to a Scorpio. I was like, watch me. And I'm an Aries and a Capricorn, watch me. And people respect what I say. I made it known that my beauty is a bonus. Does that make sense? Your beauty is a bonus. My mother, I told you, my mother gave me a couple of little nuggets of advice throughout the years. And I remember I never did well in school until I went to college. When I went to college, I started paying for it. That's when I did well in school. I was actually at the top of my class. But before that, absolutely not. So I remember I didn't do well, and it felt wrong. School just felt wrong. I got bullied there. I got bullied at home. It was too much. There was too much going on. There was too much emotional shit going on. I was an empath. I didn't know I was absorbing people's shit. It's like it was crazy. But I digress. So she said to me, "You can't just be pretty. You have to be smart too." That's what she said to me. She said that to me, and it kind of like unlocked something, and I was just like, huh. I was like, okay. It didn't help that everybody around me was calling me stupid, so that didn't help. But I digress. But yeah, so it was like, okay, and it unlocked something, and it didn't make me change yet how I moved. But once I went to college and took a placement exam, and the person was like, "No, you're really smart." And I was like, "Am I?" I was shocked. I was like, "I am?" She was like, "Yeah, and you're really good at math." I was like, because everybody knows I'm like, "Really?" They're like, "Yeah, you really are." I was just like, "Okay." And then I started to catch on and learn stuff. I learned stuff in like first year college. And then what I did was I got together with people who wanted to be at the top of their class. That's who I surrounded myself with. I only there was only like one or two people who didn't want to who wanted to do that but weren't at our level that I brought into the group. I think there was just one person I brought into the group, and she's doing really well. But I surrounded myself with the people who competed to be the top. We would compete, and friendly, not like mean or anything, friendly, like with grades. Like it's like I would compete with these people for grades. We would have study sessions. I loved it. And it was fast because I did an accelerated program. I can't do that. 4 years, find myself. Nah, bitch, I don't got time for that. But yeah, so it's like it was really cool, and because college season is starting. Find your tribe. Do not hang out with people like, oh, I just want to drink and have fun. Those are not the people. You are wasting your money. Don't do that. I am not saying not to go have fun and enjoy the college experience, but remember you're paying for it, or someone's paying for this. This is not this is not a public service announcement for all children going to college for your parents are paying for this, and they're paying an obscene amount of money, if not upfront in loans. Don't go over there and just like flunk out or do, or it's not okay. I don't feel that children should go straight to college. I don't. I think that they should live off grid from school and stuff, and let the world and the universe be their school for a minute. Let life teach you. Learn stuff. That's what I did. I didn't go to college until I was like 26. No, 27. It might have been 26, 27. I don't remember what year it was, but I didn't go to college until late. And I feel like I had a better experience. I knew exactly what I wanted. I was already doing it in the real world, in the world outside of study. Everything that I was studying, I was doing it. I was already working in with the CEO. So every time when we had stuff done, it was like, oh, I know this. I didn't have to learn it. I already knew it. Does that make sense? But when you go to college for the first time, you're absorbing what other people have told you, what other people are seeing in a book. You're not It's not connecting with the life that you have. That's why once college is over, you have to go get a job. You understand? No, when our college was over, I got more money for the job that I had. And then I went to a different job or different location and got more money because of my degrees. But it's like I feel like it's like ass backwards. And I encourage my kids, no, take time off. And what's worse is they take my income after a certain age. They don't take your parents' income, and it's high. Because I went when I was older, it was like 26, 27, and my parents' income wasn't a factor. It was just mine, and I got a lot of loans because I was broke. I got a lot of loans. I got a lot of um, with Pell and blah blah, all that other stuff. Now for your masters, they don't give a shit. Like your masters, they're like, well, nobody told you to be a master, nothing. So my masters, I didn't get that much money, but for my bachelors, yeah, I got a lot of money. I got a lot of money, and a lot of things were paid for. My crutch was my masters, but I did it when I was already engulfed in the life of it. I didn't do it when I didn't know what I wanted to do, because I thought I wanted to be a psychiatrist or psychologist, right? Until I realized a clinical psychologist, you have to go by somebody else's theories. And all we kept learning were other people's theories. And I'm sitting here going, so nobody, like, do we have a theories class? Like do we have a class where we come up with our own concept of what's wrong? And it was no. It was no. There was no. And for me, as you can see by my videos, my brain is like, whoo, sometimes, and it's like I haven't even told y'all half the stuff that I know. What? And it's crazy. So it's like I feel like I'm a theorist that's testing my own theories, or testing theories that I heard from someone else. I didn't like the fact that you couldn't have your own judgment. And I was like, yeah, I guess I don't want to be a psychologist. And I'm happy that I wasn't like a young kid that went to school that for psychology and realized mid semester this is not what I want to do. And then my parents had already paid thousands of dollars into it, and then I got to switch gears and tell them no. That's crazy. It's a money grab. But I digress. I don't know how we got on this. I was talking about how I'm cute but I'm dangerous. But yeah, I'm cute but I'm dangerous. I know what I look like. I do. I know, especially with my glasses off. I know what I look like. I look very disarming. I look very like, oh, she's. It was funny because when people came around me and my sister's older than me, but she's shorter than me and smaller. So, when they would come around me and my sister, they would always, because Carmen was quiet. Carmen was always very quiet. She didn't really like mingle that much. She was more like my mom. I was more like my dad. I was very outgoing, but for me, I'm poking you to see what's inside. You understand? I want to know. I'm gonna start asking you questions. I'm gonna start acting silly. I'm start gonna be cute. I want to see where your mind is at, right? So that's what I used to do. People swore up and down that Carmen was the mean one. Everybody was like, "Oh, Carmen has to be the mean one," and I'm like, "No, she's not. Carmen would. My sister's actually the nice one." And I'll say that to trillions of people. Carmen's actually the nice one. She's the nicer one. She won't hurt your feelings. She'll hurt my feelings for some godforsaken reason. She'll hurt my feelings, no problem. But other people, I've watched her. She's like, oh, she's more dainty than me. She's a lot more dainty than me. And she's like, oh, that's kind of her energy. Me, I'm not like that. I'm aggressive. I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, no, we're not doing this. You understand? She's more like, well, let's see if me. No, no. I'm like, we're not doing this. No, I'm not. And it's funny because everybody was like, oh, she's so sweet. No, I'm not. Mm-mm. I'm not sweet at all. I'm dangerous. And it's funny because I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. I'm an Aries rising, and I'm a Capricorn Sag moon. So it's kind of like hmm. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I came on here to say. Stay up, stay blessed, deuces, and we out. Wish me luck.